Hey lovely people, welcome back once again to another episode of Stitches Beads Collection. I'm Miss Stitches. In this video, let me share with you how to make a simple and easy handmade beaded bag. Before we start, do well to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. To start, you cut your fish line. You make sure it's long enough. Cut it off, and we are using 0.60 mm. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line, and then you go on and pick 4 beads. Fix on any side of the fish line. Fix all 4 beads on any side of the fish line. Then you cross with the 4th bead using the other side of the fish line. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line, and then you pull it out and you have your first ring done. And then you go on and pick 3 beads. Fix 1 bead on each fish line. Fix 1 on the left side, fix 1 on the right fish line, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line. You pull it out, and then you have your 2nd ring done. And then you pick 3 beads. Fix 1 bead on each fish line. Fix 1 on the left fish line, fix 1 on the right fish line. Then you cross with the 3rd bead using both fish lines. You pull it out, and then you have your 3rd ring done. So we are going to continue weaving until we have 13 chains. So we have 12 now, and with the 13th part on this fish line, you fix 3 beads. You fix all 3 beads. And then you cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line. Pull it out so you can turn completely for us to weave the next step. So you have it this way, and we have our 13th done. So on this fish line, you fix 3 beads again. You cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line, which is my right side. Then you pull it out. And then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, and then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line. You cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads on the left fish line again, cross with the right fish line. Then you weave on till you get to the last but 1 bead. So when you get to the last end, you go through the next bead. Then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads. Then you cross with the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line. You pull it out so you can turn to weave the other side. Then on this fish line, you fix 3 beads. And then you cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads on your left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead, pull it out. Then you go through the next bead using the right fish line again. Then you fix 2 beads, you cross with the 2nd bead. So you continue weaving till you get to the last but 1 bead here. So we have it now, and as you can see, our mat is forming. So we are going to continue weaving till you get about 22 steps. So we have a mat done, and this is 22 in all. And now we are going to weave the base of the bag. So with a new fish line, you go through 1, 2, 3, go through this 3rd bead and the 4th bead. So you count 3 and go through the 3rd and 4th bead like this. On this fish line, you fix 2 beads, and then you cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, which is the other side of the fish line. Make sure you have the ends, you pull it out very firm. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead, and then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line. You cross with the second bead using the right fish line. Still make sure you have the ends of the fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead again, and then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line. You cross with the second bead using the right fish line, you pull it out, and then you weave on with the same method. Then when you get to the last but 4 beads, you go through the next 2 beads here, leaving 2 behind. Then you pick 1 bead and then you cross with both sides of the fish line, you pull it out. Then with this fish line, you go through the next bead, and then on this fish line you fix 2 beads and cross with the second bead using the other side of the fish line, which is the right side. Then with the right side of the fish line, you go through the next bead, and then you still fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead, fix 2 beads again on your left fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead. So you are going to continue weaving until you get to the last end here, and then you weave the next step as well. So you get 3 steps in all, so the bead has to be 3. So this is what you get after you are done. You pass your excess fish lines through to secure the base of your bag. Now here is what we have. We are not done yet. We're about to fix the handle for the bag. So the handle is going to be on this side, 1, 2, 3, on this 3 bead here. So leaving the sides of the bag, skip 1 bead and then you weave on the 3 beads. So with the new fish line, you go through this bead, the black bead. So you leave 4 beads behind, then you go through the black bead, pull it out, you have it this way. Then on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line. Make sure you have the ends and pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, which is the blue bead. Then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, which is also the deep blue bead. And then you fix 2 beads again and cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then on this fish line, you fix 1 bead, and then with that same fish line, so which is my right fish line, and then with that same fish line, you go through the first place we started with, the first bead, go through that side, and then you pull it out. Then you have it this way, as if you are pinching the sides. Then you cross with 1 bead. So you pick 1 bead, then you cross with both sides of the fish line to clip the handle. So this is how you get it. And we are going to continue weaving a handle. So on this fish line, you still fix 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line. So I always love fixing the beads on my left fish line. So with your right fish line, you go through the next bead, then fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead here, still fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, pull it out and make sure it's very firm. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads, then you pick 1 bead, then you cross with both sides of the fish line, pull it out and make sure it's very firm. Going on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead, pull it out. With the right fish line, go through the next bead, fix 2 beads, cross with the 2nd bead, pull it out. You go through the next bead, fix 2 beads on the left fish line, pull it out, and then you go through the next 2 beads. Then you continue weaving with the same method. So this is what you should be getting. If you're on the right track, you should see your handle forming. So you are going to continue weaving with the same method until it's long enough. You make sure it's long for you to add it to the other side. To add it to this side. So you weave on. So this is the length I want, and this is 23. So I'm going to add one more to it to make it 24. So on this fish line, you fix one bead. Then with that same fish line, you count 1, 2, 3, 4. So you count 4 beads behind. Then on the 5th bead, that's where you fix your fish line. So on the 5th bead, and then you pick one bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Then with both fish line, go through the next bead on each side. Then you pick one bead and cross with both sides of the fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, go through the next bead here. Then you pick one bead and cross with both sides of the fish line again. Pull it out. Then on this fish line, which is the right fish line, you fix one bead. And then with that same fish line, you pass it through this bead here. Then it goes through this bead. Then with this, the other side of the fish line, it goes through from the other side as well. So you have both fish line coming out of this bead. Then you pass your excess fish lines through. So this is what you should have after you are done. We have a handle nicely fixed or attached to the body of the bag. And I made the same thing offline, the same size, the same shape, the same length. We are going to join it together. So with a new fish line, you go through this first bead from one side of the fish line. Then on this fish line, you fix one bead. Then with that same fish line, you go through the first bead on the other side of the bag as well. Then you have the bead in the middle. Then you pick one bead again, cross with both sides of the fish line. You make sure you have the ends. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead. With the left fish line, go through the next bead as well. Then you pick one bead and cross with both sides of the fish line again. Make sure you have the ends and pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead. With the left fish line, go through the next bead as well. You pick one bead, and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Then you continue weaving with the same method. So this is what I have now. As you can see, the sides of the bag is joining. So I'm going to join it to this side, to the last bead here, with the same method. And as you can see, we have the sides of the bag joined together. So this is the full bag. Now we are going to pinch the sides to give the bag a little shape. So with the new fish line, we have 7. So the base is 7, or the sides are 7. And then we pick from the middle. So you make sure you fold it from the middle side. So leaving this side. So you go through these 2 beads here. So with your fish line, go through the pink bead. You pull it out. Then on this fish line, you fix one bead. So then with that same fish line, you go through the beads from the other side, pull it out. Then you pick one bead. Then you cross with both fish lines. Cross it out. Then you pass your excess fish lines through. So this is what you should get after you are done passing your excess fish lines through. I'm going to repeat the same thing to the other side as well. So as you can see, we have it also nicely made, and we are done with our beautiful and easy handmade beaded bag for all occasions. This color matches all of your outfits. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more and more of my tutorials, make sure to comment and share as well. Thank you to all new subscribers. Do well to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. Thank you. See you in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.